Olá a todos e bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Conversas Informais de Geração de Mentes Empreendedoras. Este vai ser, como outros no passado, em inglês, portanto, aqueles que quiserem tradução vão ter que pedir a alguém para traduzir. So, welcome. This is the channel for entrepreneur minds. So, we have guests here that people that have entrepreneur mind. What is that? I have an idea, maybe you have an idea, and today my friend and good friend that lives here in Portugal, and I'm going to introduce her to you, and I'm going to ask her the same question I always ask. So first of all, thank you, Sally, for being here in this channel. This
Hi.
is Sally, and welcome. And I think your mind is fabulous. And that you have entrepreneurial mind, and as you know, people, what they need is the idea of this channel is to have, what is it for you? What is it for you to have entrepreneurial mind? Business, personal, whatever. People just share whatever they need to share, and maybe you can pick up something that can change your life. So that's it. So what is for you entrepreneurial mind?
To me, it's somebody who's got the personality that they can put it over to somebody else and someone can find it interesting. If you haven't got their interest straight away, they're going to fall asleep. They're not going to want to listen to you. So you've got to come over to them as being very kind, very helpful, and you want to try and get inside their heads to see what they're wanting from you. So I teach Portuguese, and obviously it's a very difficult language to study, and I know all the problems that people can have with learning it because I've been through them myself, but it's being able to be the friend to that person that you're teaching. It's being able to help them in any way, shape or form that they're needing assistance, to be able to recognise any problems they have when they can't recognise them themselves. It's being confident. It's being a friend to them without crossing that border of being too friendly.
And you're talking about as a teacher, entrepreneur mind as a teacher?
As a teacher, as a person who's had businesses throughout my life where I've had to do staff training, you have to still show that you are the person that's in charge, but you've also got to make them feel comfortable, make them feel welcome. Just be personable with them, but not to cross that line too much where you're their best friend.
Okay, but how does that work in your mind? Each of us has different ways of thinking, right? I'm curious to find out, how does your mind work? That maybe you can share and maybe people can relate or not, or maybe they can use that also in their projects or in their lives.
Everybody's mind works in a different way. So the way how I like to teach people is to teach them the way how I've taught myself. It's to make things as simple as they can, but enjoyable and fun at the same time.
So just let me interrupt you, because this is Conversas Informais, which is very unformed. You taught to yourself, right? You're saying you taught to yourself, because normally people, they get a teacher, and it's not like everybody thinks that.
I had a teacher. I've had two different teachers in Portuguese, one of who wasn't so good, one of who was very, very good. And I've taken the good points out of one, the bad points I've thrown to one side. I've taken all the very good points out
You're
of
very
my
busy.
second
That's
teacher.
What happens.
I've taken the best points out of everybody and tried to put this whole package together to make everything simple.
I understand, but how do you take, if you had to teach now, how do you take the best of each person? How do you do that? How is it done?
I can see that sometimes people don't have an easy formula when they're teaching. It's a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this, and the jigsaw puzzle doesn't always come together. It's something that you need to be able to give them a nice, steady flow, not to put too much in their heads in one go. You need to be able to get them onto the same level of thinking as you are thinking
How do you do that?
by making things fun.
Okay. So fun would be one of the ingredients?
When you're learning, there's nothing worse than
Because I know
having...
you like cooking, right?
Yes, I love cooking.
So relating to cooking, would that be an ingredient? Fun?
Yes, because
Of
I always wanted to be a
entrepreneur.
teacher of cookery
Oh,
years
okay.
ago. That's what my aim was, but yes. I could teach cookery now to anybody, no problem. I've done it with staff training, everything, but it's making things fun. When you want to learn something, it's got to be enjoyable. People have got to be able to get up and think, hey, great, I'm going to class today, I'm going to go and learn something. There's nothing worse than getting up and people thinking, oh no, I have to have another lesson, and it's that teacher, they're so boring, I don't want to go. It's got to be about...
Part 2. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, yeah?
Something happened. So enjoying people, you were right there, right?
Fun, enjoyment, yes. That's what learning's all about. It should never be 6 hours of homework that they're not going to enjoy. It's got to be something they're going to enjoy.
Okay. So it's enjoyment work.
It is enjoyment.
Home. Enjoying at home.
Yeah, enjoying it, whether they're at home doing homework, whether they're sat in a classroom doing work.
So, because I got to know you and become your friend. I know your mind. I'm very curious sometimes the way you think, the way you are very fast picking up things. And I'm just curious because sometimes you say, oh, my mind, I work this way. I relate that, you found ways to create your reality to achieve your goals, right? In your life.
I've always wanted to give everything 110%, whatever I do. I've never been an underachiever. My glass is always half full. That's so important.
So let me just remind. So one ingredient would be fun.
Yes.
Can we say 110%? Another
100
one? Give all you got?
It's me giving all I get. Absolutely. It can be exhausting after doing just an hour and a quarter's lesson because I really want everybody to get as much out of what I'm showing them and to give me back as much as what I'm giving them. It's a give and take situation.
Okay, so your mind. Talking about your mind, not only about your students or your classes, but your mind. How does your mind work as an entrepreneur?
I like to see people succeed. My goal is to make sure that people, when they leave my classroom, can go out and think, hey, I know how to say this now. I've got the confidence to go out and say this now. I want people to be able to enjoy everything they're learning from me.
So your entrepreneur mind needs enjoyment as well.
It needs stimulation the whole
Stimulating.
time. Absolutely,
Oh, okay.
stimulation.
And how do you do that? Because you teach. How do you do it?
By including everybody in every lesson, they've all got to interact with me. It's not just a case of they're going to just sit down, take notes, go away, put those notes in the corner. They have to interact with me. We also have Facebook pages where they can write comments each day if they want to. I can put them a little test on there and see what reaction I get to it. It's keeping them stimulated all the time. That's so important.
But before that, you did many things in your life, right?
Yep.
So, and your mind was entrepreneur mind the same way.
Yep.
So, what other ingredients would you say to somebody that's start thinking about their mind? How could they increase their entrepreneur mind? Is it something
You should always have a goal. There's
goal?
got to be a goal in your life. You've got to be
Okay.
able to see what way you're heading and go for it. Don't branch off. You have to have it clear in your mind that you want
And how
to...
do you do that? That's the question. How do you have it clear in your mind? How do you do that?
It comes from within. It's not just your mind, it's your whole body that wants to give everything.
Okay.
You just want to be able to succeed and see people succeed because of you. And that is the goal that keeps you going. Each
Okay.
time you see someone pick up a new word, pick up a new phrase, pick up a new anything that you teach them in life,
Fun,
you're succeeding.
giving everything,
Yeah.
seeing people succeeding.
Yeah.
What else? How do you think?
When I'm teaching, I think
And when you're not teaching?
When I'm not
you're
teaching.
thinking.
When I think a million things in one time.
Okay.
My mind's always very, very busy. It can be whether I'm teaching somebody a language, whether I'm making cards for people. I have to think whether that person's going to want that card that I've made for them.
Yes. Can you explain a little bit what that cards are so we understand? I know what they are, but...
I make greetings cards for people, and sometimes people will come along with a subject of a card that they would like. So maybe somebody likes football, they might support Chelsea.
Okay.
So you know that you mustn't put a red shirt on there. You'd be upsetting that person. You've got to think, what does that person really want from this card that's going to make them open it up, look at it and think, wow, that's different. I've never seen a card like that.
So it's very personalized.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And it's making someone have that bit of enjoyment from just a piece of paper, just a piece of card.
Wonderful.
So you put everything into making one card.
But how do you put everything? People ask you for it?
People ask me for it. The ideas come into my head. I just ask them a few things. What somebody has an interest and a hobby.
So you're like Sherlock Holmes?
I had to delve into their mind to find out what it is that they want. So
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
it's always an ongoing thing that you need to keep on top of everything that is going on. Your mind has to be so focused on everything you do. So the television might be on, I'm not watching it. I have to have noise in the background. I can be doing work for the classes. I have to have noise, whether it's music, whether it's a TV. I'm not watching it, I'm not listening to it, but I just have to have something there that is, it's not a distraction for me, it's a comfort.
Okay.
And I can never sit in a silent room and concentrate. I need other stimulation around me to keep my head going.
That's curious because a lot of people, they think to be concentrated, they have to take everything out, all sounds out and all focus. With you, it doesn't work that way.
No, with me it's exactly the opposite.
Well, me too. For me, it's the same.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's the formula. Each of us has one way. That's
Exactly,
why we have
yeah.
this channel. It's for people, to share a little bit how they think, because maybe someone that's listening to us gets a clue. Maybe you can try that. Just turn on the TV and don't pay attention to what they're saying. Just as a background sound to help you focus. So when you think about your mind, what do you think about? If you had to explain your mind to somebody, how would you explain?
My mind is several different areas.
As an entrepreneur, in ideas,
Yeah, there's always ideas going on in my head of different ways of how I can stimulate people. It's the knowing that I can come across to people where they're going to have an interest in everything that I'm saying. I want people to be able to look at me and think, I'm not their mentor, but they are looking up to me because I'm helping them so much. It's being able to recognise all the little things about a person that makes them that person. I sit there and I self-analyse myself, am I doing enough? But then I can tell by the expressions on people's faces that they're enjoying things. So you've always got to be mentally aware of every single person that you're with in a room, whether it's just a one-to-one, whether it's 10 people.
How do you do that in your mind?
It's watching people's expressions,
Okay.
watching people, how they answer things back, watching people...
So I guess
Not
you're
just
more
expressions,
focused on
but-
the people than on the subject.
Because I know the subject,
Okay.
you don't have to concentrate so much on the subject. To me, it's more interesting to concentrate on the people,
Okay.
to get the feedback from the people, to get the interest from the people.
Okay. Yeah, because you are the teacher, you already know.
Yeah,
It's not like you're throwing just stuff at them. It's their reaction.
yeah.
Yes. What kind of tips would you give, to a young person that's starting life in every, it doesn't matter what area of your life. More and more people want to be entrepreneurs. There's a lot of, you see entrepreneur as a business thing, but it doesn't have to be a business thing. It can be in a different, it can be different things. So what would you say? What advice would you give? If you could give an advice to somebody, or if you could give an advice to yourself.
Don't
to your
think too
past.
big to begin with.
Okay, don't think. Okay,
Always have a goal, but do it in small steps.
small steps. Okay.
You can't be Donald Trump in a day. It doesn't work. But sorry, please excuse my phone. It's
that
my
must
dad.
be very
dad.
important.
It's my dad. It's okay. Do things small steps at a time. Think big, by all means, but don't try and do everything too soon. Don't run before you can walk.
Don't run before you can walk. Could you repeat that again?
Don't run before you can walk.
I think you could keep that in mind. Don't run before you can walk. I think that would be an excellent way to finish our interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you soon.
Good luck, everybody.
Okay. If you see, you're gonna see this interview. We're gonna put some information if you want to know more about what's going on here. And I'll see you soon in the next episódio, next Monday. Abraço a todos. O próximo provavelmente vai ser em português ou noutra língua. Estou curioso para saber qual é que vai ser. Um grande abraço e até breve.